Here we go. Major League Baseball.
They were worried about me today.
Hey, you see, I double checked all my.
We are at the quarter mark of the 2017 baseball season, and we do have some interesting storylines that are developing. The first things first, let's check in on the world champs, the Chicago Cubs. They're third in their division at 22-21. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They are 8 games off of the pace that they set last year. First question, guys, what's going wrong in Chicago?
It's euphoria. It's 130,000 years in the making. They're basking in it.
They ate some bad goat.
That hungover.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamaica.
No, I think if you look at their lineup right now, everybody but Chris Bryant is below average OPS. So there's mad sinkholes in the lineup. You get people on base and nobody can bring them in. So they can't score runs. And then defensively, you have a catcher converted to left fielder. You're going to have some problems on the defensive side of the ball. So I think it's a combination of the success they had last year and not ever having it.
Right.
And then those 3 things.
What about that pitching? I was about to say.
Matter of fact, we talked about it on probably the first show. Their pitching couldn't live up. I didn't think it could live up to what it did last year. Arrieta, all them couldn't do it again, and it's actually showing that they can't.
Kevin, Baltimore Jake is back, baby. Baltimore Jake is back. He's giving up now. I think they said he's double or quadrupled his home run rate from his Cy Young season. So now I think he's given up he's on an average of 1.6 home runs. The entire pitching staff, though, has an ERA over 4.5 right now, which is a full run and a half better than what it was last year. So that pitching is
a snowball effect.
It's a snowball effect.
Things start happening. I mean,
still
the pitch
hungover.
Yeah, nah.
Well, and they set a pretty high bar last year. I mean, they won 103 games. The comeback this year, I mean, granted, they are struggling. I think a lot of it is defensively. They got a lot of different changes in the outfield. Jason Hayward's missed like 2 weeks.
He sucks, by the way. He sucks.
I mean, they're on the pace to win, 82 games right now? Like, that's a big drop.
Yeah. Second question here. We've got a few surprise division leaders at the quarter mark. Number one, the Baltimore Boys aren't going to be happy about this, but the New York Yankees, surprisingly, at 26-16, are led by
the judge.
What the hell is he? The cyborg out there.
He's Aaron Gordon's twin.
What he is he's baseball player number 99 from MLB The Show. Yeah. He's the made up player.
What he is gross. The dude, like, he keeps the same piece of gum in his mouth for like 4-5 days.
Oh, that is gross.
Yes.
How was that? Actually, how does that last?
He's superstitious.
I told
you. If he hits a home run, he keeps the same piece of gum.
He's a cyborg. So we got the Yankees at 26-16. We also have in the National League Central the Milwaukee Brewers, who actually have the lowest payroll in baseball, and they're up in the first place in the division at 25-19. Yes, they are actually.
Damn, how was that possible?
$61 million.
I thought the Padres were,
and that's
like,
40 to Ryan Braun.
And then you have in the National League West, you've got the Colorado Rockies that are 29-17. Bud Black, the very deep bullpen. Question I want to ask you guys, and I'll go around. I'll start with you, Kevin. Which team of those 3 is your biggest surprise as a division leader? Number 1 and 2, will they be able to sustain it? Their success?
Well, unfortunately, I will say I'm more surprised by the Yankees just because you look at how talented the Orioles are, how everyone predicted the Red Sox would win, and then both of those teams are under them, and they're relying on a lot of young talent to carry them. Now, will they sustain it? I'm praying to God they won't, but we'll see.
Omar?
I think it's the Yankees also, and their pitching is starting to bear it out that they won't sustain it.
Exactly.
Their pitching was number 2 in the league under the Dodgers for a minute, and it's dropped to 8 already in each game, and it's they can hit. Them boys can hit, but that pitching is not gonna last.
The Twinkies, CC is eating the Twinkies, and Tanaka is on the sushi, and it's a problem. Devin?
I would say the Yankees, but to give some diversity, I think it's interesting what the Rockies are doing, specifically because of you guys and the Diamondbacks in that division. So looking at it, if it holds up, you might have 3 teams from that division make the playoffs.
The thing that's interesting about the Rockies, well, number one, we've always, and I think Les and Omar, you guys can agree with this, we've always expected the Rockies to put up points and to score runs playing in Coors Field. The thing that's been interesting is their pitching at home particular has been really good.
They've had a big jump in their batting average from last year to this year. I think they were like 27th in the league, and now they're 3rd or something like that.
Okay, Colorado
was mine too. I don't think it holds up. First off, Dodgers,
right?
All day, baby,
straight up.
And then second, I don't think the pitching holds up at Coors Field. It started off well, but I don't think it lasts the whole season.
It's interesting. They're going with a different. So they're missing John Gray, who Jonathan Gray is, in the loosest term possible. He's their ace. But they've gone with the Kansas City strategy from a few years ago, which is to really build up the bullpen, and then they signed Greg Holland.
That really is a great way to go, though.
Omar and I had this conversation. The Dodgers.
What was my confirmation bias? A fucking bullpen.
Yeah,
we tried to get it checked.
It's important. So, any of you guys think with Milwaukee with the lowest payroll? Do you think that holds up? I mean, Braun is on the DL right now. Eric Thames is in from Korea.
I feel like between the Cubs and the Cardinals, between the Cubs and Cardinals, one of them will catch him.
Well, how far are they behind though?
A game and a half.
They're like game and a half, two games back. It's all relatively early.
The Dodgers are only 2 games back.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just a crowded division, y'all.
Yeah. I mean, but this whole thing is with the caveat that baseball's a long season.
Right.
And
right.
Fortunes change in baseball.
Fortunes change, but also
look at the Giants last year.
Right. Early precedents are set though, and so it'll be interesting to see what holds up in that regard. A precedent that has been set, and it was set years ago, is the brilliance of Mike Trout. Mike Trout, since May 12th, 6 home runs, 13 runs batted in. He has an OPS of 1.686.
I do feel bad for him.
Oh yeah.
Because if he was a Yankee, he'd be Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
He'd be the most popular athlete in the United States, or one of them.
Don't say that. If he was a Yankee, fuck
I mean, fuck the Angels, but it's true though. That kid, fuck the Angels. It's the Anaheim Angels.
Right.
God damn
Don't make me no never mind.
Right.
Hey, his rookie year, he had his wins over replacement was 10,
right,
which would have made it top 15 in baseball history.
Just bananas enough.
He's having it's 11 this year.
His WAR is at 11 already. He's so consistent.
Yeah.
But he's swinging a hot bat, and now he's in Bonds territory, Kevin. And I want you to talk about this. Terry Collins, in the recent series against the New York Mets, he said that he strongly considered walking him with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Hey. Worst case, you just give up 1 run.
Instead of 4.
Instead of 4, instead of 3. I like the strategy. I'd do it.
It was what's the publication? 538 said that this year the difference with Trout this year has been that he is swinging less at pitches out of the zone, and he's crushing everything in the zone. So he literally, that Bonds comparison is legit in the sense of I know exactly where I want the ball, and I'm not swinging at anything else.
But there is, I did notice in.
Which is why Bonds walked all the damn time.
Well, that's not the only reason why. But even though that he is hitting those balls in the zone better, he is on pace to have the 2nd most strikeouts in his career right now for this season, which has always been a problem with him. But if you look at what he's doing this year right now, he's batting .343, 49 runs, 14 home runs, 34 RBIs, 9 stolen bases. If he stands pat, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with the average, but you're talking about almost 200 runs.
Yeah.
56 home runs, 130.
This definitely feels
36.
like his Triple Crown season. Every great player has that one season.
And he's only 25.
Yeah, the problem is he's in Anaheim.
$400 million.
Is that the number, Les?
That's the number.
Quick question though, to a point Devin made, saying if he was in New York, but he's close enough to LA to where I feel like he should be.
He's not.
It's not the same out here, Kaz.
He's not a Dodger either.
Nowhere near the same.
And they're not good. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. The Angels just they haven't been good since he's been there. And this is the question before we move to the last topic within baseball. is baseball different in that you can have? I mean, because Barry Bonds, those San Francisco Giant teams, they were winning games. The Angels, despite all of how prolific Trout has been and how prolific he is right now, they're not winning games. And I wonder, is it a market thing, or is it just the fact that the Angels aren't good? And then why doesn't that translate to team success for them?
I don't think it's the market because they were good for a while.
And it's nowhere near the market. It's Pujols' contract. It's all the bad contracts they've signed.
Hamilton.
Yeah, they've had a run of bad GMs.
Yeah. Okay, Devin, you made a point. Final thing with baseball, and I think we're doing a great job here, guys. Let's finish this out strong.
We are in extra innings right now.
We are. Fuck you.
So, with the strikeout point, where you talked about Trout, like this is going to be the year he's projected to have the most strikeouts. Thing that's interesting in the first quarter of the baseball season, home runs are at a record pace. Through last week, teams were averaging 1.2 home runs per game. Right. Strikeouts are also at an all-time high. They've actually been on a per 9-inning basis. It's been a year-over-year consistent high for the last 12 years. Is there a correlation between the two things?
Most definitely.
Besides PEDs.
Well, mine is completely different. So Josh Donaldson from the Blue Jays gave a tutorial on MLB Network about how he's able to hit home runs, and he's a slight guy. He's not a big PED type person. And basically what he said is, I don't ever try to hit a ground ball. So everything he tries to hit, he's trying to, use weight transfer, take it out the park. So with that being said, if you're only trying to hit, you're going to strike out.
Yeah. I just think the PEDs are being spread out evenly
to pitchers and hitters.
Like, it's only fair. If you're going to give them to the hitters, you got to give them to the pitchers.
Wow, that's interesting. So
it's a consensus across the league that people are trying to hit more.
Truthfully, with all the bullshit, I think it's the fact that teams are now buying into the analytics and they're taking care of their pitchers better, and they're running their pitchers less innings, and these pitchers are fresher. So if they're at their top, they're going to throw more strikeouts.
Okay, so that speaks for this. So in your mind, are you saying it's two separate issues, the home runs being up and the strikeouts? Because Devin, that makes sense to me, and that would explain the correlation. But you're saying it's something separate.
Yeah, I think it correlates to somebody who wants to be a home run hitter, and there are analytics to say how you can be a home run hitter, and there are analytics to say how your pitcher can be fresher.
But what about the fact that they are hitting more home runs but striking out more? So you can't have the pitchers being better but giving up more home runs.
Yeah, you can, because you're throwing strikes.
Yeah. It's funny, that philosophy, Kevin, and I want to throw it to you. Think about this. That's not unlike in basketball with the money ball, with the 3-pointers. It's the same sort of philosophy where it's like, it's feast or famine. Get the home run or strike out. Shoot the 3 or it's a long rebound, and we're off and running, but the pace and the tempo picks up. What do you think about that, Kev?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It ultimately is what fans want to see. It's what we tune in for. It's what we show up to games for. And shoot, I get to watch Mark Trumbo, Chris Davis, and Manny Machado swing for the fence every night. Chicks dig the long ball.
Are you a chick, Kev?
Let me go ahead and say my brother.